morning. Good morning, friends. So today is the 8th anniversary of my son's father unaliving himself, and I want to take you guys along with me to show you how I am coping with that today, and how it has evolved over the years, because it definitely has looked different over the last 8 years, because it's such a different type of grief, and I want to talk to you guys about that a little bit. But first, we got to wake up and get dressed and get some breakfast. I just noticed that, and now that's going to drive me absolutely bonkers. I guess it's even. Come in. So I actually have the day off of work today, and I wish I had done that on purpose, but it was just kind of a happy accident. I'm just really excited, though, to have the day off because I've shared with you guys in my domestic violence video kind of my relationship with my son's father, and it's just kind of an odd day for me. There's a lot of weird feelings, and for the longest time I didn't quite know how to feel about this day because there was so many different dynamics to our relationship. So this year I am really pouring into myself today and my self-care, not trying to distract from any feelings by any means, but just trying to let myself know that it's okay to feel the way that I feel and validate my feelings by pouring into myself and knowing that I'm worthy of love and happiness. Ta-da. I never do my hair, straighten my hair, so we're just going to straighten it today for a little extra self-love. And just like that, we are ready to go get some coffee in my system. So when my now boyfriend and I started dating, I saw this like mental health jewelry on Instagram, and I sent it to him and he got it for me. So I'm going to wear these today. I wear them pretty often, but this says, "This too shall pass." If I can find the place he got them from, because this was 3 years ago, I will link it down below. And then this ring says, "I am enough." I don't know if you can see that little guy. I also have some necklaces and things, but these are the two things that I wear the most often. All right, mission coffee. So one of the things that is self-care for me is filming YouTube videos and editing YouTube videos. YouTube is very much so for me. It's something that is an outlet, not necessarily creatively, because I'm not a creative person, but it's more so an outlet for me to kind of like share myself and share like things that are going on with me that I'm just not like super comfortable sharing elsewhere. If that makes any sense at all. And thank you all so much for allowing me to share my journey and my stories and the things that I'm going through authentically with you. I greatly appreciate this space, and it's a massive outlet for me. Obviously, I've talked about things on here that I've never really told people before, but I know that I can help somebody just by sharing my story, and there's really beautiful power in that. So why I said that is because filming a YouTube video is next on my list for today, which some people would be like, well, that's kind of like work. Why would you put that on your day for self-care? That's why, because it is self-care. So I have to film that video, and then I also have therapy today, which thank God I do, because I've got a lot of emotions that I need to unpack on her today, unfortunately.
I don't know what I was thinking, let it be more than drinking and going back to your place, never to see you again. That was simply delusion, followed up with confusion. That was just substitution for your lonely bed. So that's impressive, how much you're messing with my feelings in my heart. Oh, yeah, yeah, that's impressive, how much you're messing with my feelings in my heart.
So that took a little bit of a turn. Typically every year on this year I share a picture and I'm like, you know, rest in peace, all that kind of stuff. Most of that time I was putting on like a facade, you know. I am a domestic violence survivor. I grieve very, very differently for this person, and if you will let me, I would love to read this aloud for you. It was a Facebook post I make, and it's not something I've ever made on my Facebook. It felt right to do. 8 years ago, I thought that I lost the love of my life. However, that was the manipulation talking. I thought I lost the only father my son would have, the only person who could truly love me. I was wrong. It was never love. It was abuse. 8 years ago, I thought that my feelings and experiences were invalidated because you left. I thought that I no longer could speak about the abuse. I had no right to be sad or hurt by the things you did because you felt the only way out was to leave. How selfish of me. How dare I speak ill of the dead? How dare I hate you? 8 years ago, I was wrong. I am still allowed to share my story, to share my abuse. Just because you are gone does not mean that what you did left with you. The scars are still very much here today. The years of pretending that you were a great guy who did nothing wrong are gone. I will speak my truth. I will speak it until it helps one person. I will speak it to not drag your name, but to bring awareness. I grieve in a different way now. My grief is no longer held in shame. It is no longer held in the name of keeping face. It is no longer for you. I grieve for the girl I was. I grieve for the person you tore down to pieces and stomped on. I grieve for her every day because all she wanted was love. You gave her love in the name of manipulation, abuse, and control. This may sound heartless. This may sound cruel. If you were behind those doors with me, you would be burning down buildings and screaming from the rooftops. If you were behind those doors with me, you would be right beside me crying while I write this. You would also be just as pissed off and confused on this day every year as I am. We're just going to step away from the computer for a minute and just go sit outside with the puppies before therapy, just so I can do some breathing and just relax a little bit, I guess. I'm also wearing my boyfriend's clothes a lot today just because it makes me feel happy that I have him. Ready? I'm gonna go girl. It always feels so good. Because it was definitely like grief and sadness today is the feeling. And I was like, I think just like love and acceptance was like the two things that I think, and gratitude, I think. Just kind of accepting it. And then like thanking it was pretty interesting too, because I've never done that before. But I mean, in reality, it has done a lot for me. Like it's given me the courage to heal from it. It's given me like the recognition that like this wasn't normal, like this is, you know, it's not normal grief, but it's still grief. So yeah, that was interesting too. I feel like it needs to be from me because I've always looked for that like externally and not necessarily like tried to find happiness from me. So I think that that has to like, it's only something I can give myself. Oh, this is why, here, hold on. This is really why I love therapy. Like, it's so nice to be able to talk things out. It's so nice to be able to just feel your feelings and not feel judged. And it really helped me kind of relax and calm. And that exercise that we did in the beginning, it's called guided imagery, and that helps me out so much. You can find them on YouTube. They have guided imagery for kids. I do that with my son a lot. It just helps you to kind of find your feeling, understand why you're feeling, well, identify the feeling, understand why you're feeling it, and then like this specific one, I gave thanks to that feeling for giving me things, which is weird to thank your grief and sadness. I thought about what I could give it. Like, what does my grief and sadness need from me? What is it telling me? Like, our emotions tell us things. What is it telling me? So I need to give it more self-love, self-acceptance, and gratitude, because my grief and my sadness are emotions that help me every single day and have helped me to get to the point of where I am right now in this journey, specifically with the loss of, you know, my father. My father did pass away as well, but my son's father. I'm charging my phone, so we're at this extremely awkward angle here. But I just feel so freaking good after therapy. There's one key point that keeps like reiterating in my head that we talked about, and she asked me, how is this year different than any of the other years? And my answer to that is that I feel very free of the shame and guilt that I've held around my grief and this situation. I always felt that I was not allowed to feel the way that I do. I felt that my abuse and trauma were not valid because he is gone. How dare I feel sad that things happen to me? So this year I feel very much so in control and allowed. I feel like I'm allowed to talk about my feelings, like I'm allowing myself to share these things. And that was just such a powerful question that I had not really reflected that deeply on the previous years before. So yeah, this year is like super different, and I feel like I'm kind of coming into my own. Thank you, handsome. Alright, so let's do a little bit of a book haul real quick. So my boyfriend bought me this Moon Energy book. It looks really cool on the inside. It's kind of like a journal, interactive journal type deal. And then I saw a few books on TikTok a while back that I wanted to try, and they were on sale. This one is called The Fine Print, and then Priest, and they are definitely adult books. Like, they have adult themes in them, so, you know, watch your age if you're gonna get these ones, except for the moon energy, that's for anybody. But yeah, I think we're gonna go home and just relax. I don't know if I'm gonna start one of my books or just read one that I've been needing to finish, or start my journal. I haven't quite decided where I am yet mentally, but can I just tell you how happy I am that today is a cool, windy day and not a nice, warm day? I love it. It's so nice. Because 8 years ago, the day that it happened, it was a very nice day out. So I kind of like it when it's not a nice day. All right, friends, that is where I'm going to end this vlog today. I am going to start reading one of my books, eat some dinner, and just relax on the couch for the rest of the evening and spend some time with the family. Thank you so much for joining me today. I greatly appreciate your support and being here, and it means so much to me that I have a space where I can share this comfortably without judgment. And I hope that this video helped you in some way, shape, or form, even if it just helped you realize that you're not alone in your grief and your feelings and how you cope with those kind of things. So thank you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.